Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns 3. Today we have another Ocarina of Time Randomizer EU Weekly. On commentary today we have Imasuda and Sadie Sweet. How are the two of you doing?
I am awake and I am ready for some weekly Zooter. It's been a while since I've gotten to commentate.
Yeah, I think I took a weekend off last weekend. Don't really remember too much beyond a couple days, plus or minus today. So, yeah, ready to see another EU weekly here. Should be pretty cool. Settings
Yeah,
for
for
you all. What were you gonna say, Sadie?
I was just going to mention we have some great runners today. So we have Ryukane, Casey Necro, Exodus, and Zephyr. And I always enjoy getting to see especially Ryukane and Casey Necro run. So this is gonna be a great lineup today.
Indeed. Yesterday I actually went to the movie theater for the first time in like 2 years. It was harrowing experience. It was fun, but it was still like stressful.
I mean, movie theaters are lots of people, lots of sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the new Shang-Chi film. It was really good.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, the trailers for it looked awesome.
As far as this seed's concerned, though, yeah, starting with Spirit, Medallion, and Minuet. So, I mean, basically 3 free songs, but realistically 2 until they switch ages. But we don't even know where we start yet. This is random spawn. So we'll see where the game kind of drops us here.
Yeah, and as a reminder for anyone who hasn't gotten to see the weeklies lately, we are playing with slightly different settings than we might have seen like over the summer. So we do have the light arrow cutscene check back in play. So they have half of it already. As soon as they get that shadow medallion, that's another check that they can go do at the Temple of Time. So who knows? Maybe something important will be hiding there today.
Yeah, a lot of the settings that I like to run not going to be on for today, so I'm like, it's very much a chill experience here for me. we're just hanging out here. Watch some great runners.
Yeah, grab yourself some coffee, depending on where in the world you are. Like, enjoy a nice, like, early morning with Ema Soda and Sadie Sweet. And these lovely runners.
Gotta say though, Zephyr, former rival. I won that rivalry though. But it's great to see him out here again. He's not really been playing a whole lot as of late. As for the other players, Necro hasn't been playing a ton of Rando, but still definitely in the community. Ooh, a hook shot at the very beginning. Let's
A
go.
hook shot at the very beginning, and also we have Zelda's Lullaby out at the meadow. That's a really great start for these runners.
Stun Song Vanilla as well.
And it looks like 50 Skulls is dead. So we don't have to worry about an all skull seed, y'all.
Well, that's only half of them. I mean, there's 100.
True.
Ooh, Lake's dead. Okay.
I think Lake Dead is one of my favorite places to be foolish, just because it's so out of the way and kind of difficult to get to.
It definitely dissuades runners from going Valley Lake, which is definitely, it's not a bad opener. I feel like you either go Lon Lon, Rush Minuet, that kind of thing. Ooh, Song of Storms on OoT though.
No! Okay, let's hope that there's nothing in Bottom of the Well or in any of the Storms grottos.
Well, Scrubs are not on for this seed, so it's not terrible odds, but it's also not super great odds at the same time. It's pretty likely that's required in some way. There's a lens and a bomb chew pack in Mitos. Let's see how many bomb chews there are once Ryu decides to pause again. Ooh, Necro going for the Malin's allowance up here.
Yeah, it's really interesting how much divergence we already have. So we have 2 people wandering through the Kokiri Forest Lost Woods, 2 people hitting up the Lon Lon Ranch route, so
Well, when you get
there's
a hook
some
shot that
flexibility.
early, sphere is 0. You get a hook shot. It's like dropping off a bomb in the room, routing wise. Like you can just that motivates a lot of people to go a lot of different places. So I'm sure like of all the 24 people in the race today, of all the 24 racers today, yeah, it's just going to be a lot more divergence than what we're even seeing on Restream right now.
Yeah, because that would also let them get a couple of checks in the Forest Temple if they need to. Once they go adult, yeah, there's just a lot that opens up with the hook shot.
Bolero Axis is a really big one.
Oh yeah, so there's another song check.
I would expect most people to just go Deku after Lon Lon or Lon Lon and then Deku. It's what you're usually going to see out of a normal opener for the weekly settings. A Serenade from a Pwn, huh? That'll be really nice for overworld movement, getting to adult with the hook shot. It's going to incentivize an age change here, I think.
And meanwhile, is there anything in the cow house today? It's a boomerang!
Let's go.
All right. I am ready for the Rooted Letter Hunt.
Yeah, we don't even know what the medallions are yet, but...
But with that Song of Storms on Ocarina of Time, like, it gets pretty scary, thinking about whether or not that might be an all-dungeon incentive or not.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't stress out about that too much. I think it's better to focus on efficiency, ZL it anyway. And just rush dungeons, rush songs is a pretty good baseline strategy for Ocarina of Time Randomizer, so some variation of that is what you're usually going to see out of a lot of openers, really.
So it looks like Zephyr is going to be following Ryukane into Deku Tree here in just a second, and so far I haven't seen anything in Deku Tree.
Definitely my favorite location of the game. It's just really good. Yeah, really can't say anything bad about Deku. Just a really good dungeon.
It's an awesome first dungeon. I think it's one of the best like first dungeons in any game ever.
Pretty fair. I mean, it teaches you the mechanics of the game at the same time, so a lot of the text boxes and Navi shit that pops up in Deku has been taken out, so it's a lot more palatable on Randomizer to go through it. Very, very buttery smooth.
I love this
as expected. Oh yeah.
The synchronized crawling from Necro and Exodus is great.
It really is synchronized right now. That's amazing to see. Yeah, like I said, they're going just straight Deku after Lon Lon, which is definitely my preferred route, if anything. A little surprised that Zephyr and Ryu didn't do Lon Lon then go to Deku, because it just gives you more routing options.
I was actually just about to ask if there was a reason to go one before the other, but that makes a lot of sense.
Depends on like where you want to be on the map. I mean, just checking whether or not it's a stone or med right now versus just going to market, which is more of committing to an adult, early adult. There's just so many items in Child, so a lot of it's Sphere 0, a lot of it's really low item requirements, so it depends a lot on if there's an adult or child item in either the child or adult segments. So if you find an adult item in the child segment, that's kind of what you're hoping out of with a kind of an extended child segment. Otherwise, it's better to go adult sooner, so that you can maybe find a child item in your adult segment. And the sooner your adult segment, the further ahead you are in the race. So it's that kind of mentality that kind of drives a lot of the decisions here.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So as a runner, like you have to think about that constantly. Kind of
Yeah,
guides
because you
your decisions.
you also do a lot of like rando as well, right, Imasoda?
Sure do. We actually tried to run a Trez special seed. Me and Zephyr this week. And that seed's cursed. One, it broke one of our internet connections, so we had to stop. And for me, I just said, you know, this seed's just not worth playing. This seed's just not worth playing. I said that like 80 minutes in, I'm just like, no, I'm done here. Whatever. It was full decoupled, full sanity, 100 skull bridge,
No.
random MQ. Like it was like pretty much all the worst case scenario settings are on. Dungeon all keys.
That is awful, and
So
I admire you for attempting.
Yeah, so I play lots of stuff like that pretty frequently, but I also like pretty, you know, quote unquote basic settings. So the recent co-op tournament it's gonna start next month, or not this month, I guess, it's September. But the settings preset for that is really cool. Big fan of that. Pretty chill.
Yeah, the co-op was actually how I got into learning about Zelda Randomizer. So I'm really excited to like see the full co-op tournament this year. And hey, Shadow Medallion.
Okay.
So
yeah, nothing in Deku though, but I mean that doesn't really matter because
we get our lax check.
Yeah, it's the real big advantage of going to Deku first is knowing whether or not it's a med or a stone. Just that information alone is just worth going. It's not a long dungeon. It's usually between 5 and 6 minutes for most people, I would say. Especially
with open Deku, there's like not a good reason not to go do it with the amount of checks you can get.
Yeah, the density plays a large part in that, for sure. That's why like bottom the wall I don't think is ever a bad decision, usually, unless you have to like switch ages for it, you know, that sort of thing. But it's just such a efficient place. It's just stupid. You just don't skip well. It's not really an option if you can full clear it. Otherwise, you can think about it.
And just like you predicted, Ryukane's immediately going over to Lon Lon Ranch, doing those checks that Casey Necro and Exodus decided to do first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really a huge gamble to skip Lon Lon. It's 3 free checks, one of them being a song. It only takes like a nasty song like Song of Time being there that's important for like a GTG tip or something. There's like an early opponent somewhere.
Yeah, I always find like getting to GTG and getting to Gru's Fortress to be one of the more interesting bits of logic, because it's like you need a way to like physically get over there. Then there are the items that you need to like full clear GTG or to like go do horseback archery. So it's really like, it seems like in a lot of cases you aren't going to see one GTG play unless you just get lucky and get the items to like full clear everything super early. So there's always that question of like, when do you go? When do you sort of hold off?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a Hyrule Castle way the hero that we saw on Zephyr's side.
Ooh, so would Hyrule Castle Way of the Hero basically be the fairy fountain?
Yep.
Well, it's a good thing we have ZL early and some Montus.
Do we know how many that is yet? I'm not sure if we've seen
I
how
don't think we have seen... 10 by the look
10,
of it on
okay.
Exodus' screen.
Nice. Yeah, 10 pack's basically a bomb bag if you can scum it right. And that's really the question of sequencing, knowledge, item set. That all comes into play with this early routing and items like that. So,
How many bomb chews do you need to like full clear Dodonga's cavern?
well, if you don't have any other items like strength or hammer, then you need to get past the initial barrier, and then depending on how you want to scum it, you just save before you even use that one, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You can check one item, two items with two bomb chews, 4 or 5 with 3, and then you need 2 for the eyes, 1 above or King Dodongo, and then hopefully you have a shield to maybe do strengthless King Dodongo, but other than that, yeah, you need about like 5 to 7.
So if they use like 1 to bomb open and get that fairy fountain check, they would still hypothetically have enough to like go full clear King Dodongo.
Yeah.
Are we seeing like sub 30-minute chickens? Is this what I'm seeing right now?
No. What you're seeing from Ryu there is he's throwing a couple of the chickens in as he passes by, and then later when he passes by other chickens, he'll throw those in too. So he's splitting up the check. It's even worse than just committing to it.
I was about to say, so this isn't just sub 30-minute chickens, but this is chickens that'll take 30 minutes to actually get all the chickens in the pen.
Well, there's a hammer in SFM that might also aid in why it's Way the Hero.
Okay, that's pretty sick.
Now I would get your ass to Mars. I mean, obviously you want to go back once you find that. Having hookshot and hammer is way bigger.
Yeah, because that means getting over to Belair check, and then maybe you can start checking some of fire.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm finally going to go to Lon Lon here. Might be a little bit disappointed with the specific items here in terms of his routing. I don't think his route's been terrible, but it's lacked a sense of urgency. We'll see who goes cancel first. I'm not sure who it's going to be. I have a feeling it'll be Ryu, but
yeah, I guess it really depends on just how long Ryu wants to commit to staying child. Ryu doesn't have the hammer yet, so Ryu doesn't have a great reason to go adult other than just running out of checks. But I've seen like super long child ones like punish some players.
That's true. Well, it always depends on the seed. What kind of items you find, what kind of items you're missing still, and what time is on the timer. So we're about 15 minutes in here, and I would say my average adult one on these settings is like maybe 20 minutes. So like sometimes you go adult a little bit sooner, sometimes you go a little bit later, like around the 30-minute mark, sometimes around the hour mark. Really depends on what you're being bottlenecked by too. Because we know the bomb bag should be blocking the Hyrule Castle Way of the Hero, so the bomb bag won't be there. But depending on which item that is at Castle Way of the Hero, that'll let us know where the bomb bag could be, and we can rule out some locations.
Yeah, there is a part of me that wonders, like thinking back to what you were saying about the Valley opener. There are 2 Sphere 1 or Sphere 0 checks in Valley that we're probably just like not gonna see for a little bit because Lake Hylia is foolish. The bomb bag could just be sitting out there in a box.
See, this is where like hint value comes into play, and I think I really value hints just in general super highly. So for me, I would probably have just gone Valley Lake, because then you can get the back lake hints, and no one gets those, so it's free info.
Was that Death Mountain Trail foolish?
See if Jack can confirm that or not. Does look to be the case, yes.
Thank you, Kenra and Baby Shark. I love having chat. It's like having a bunch of extra trackers and note takers. Yeah, so chat's pointing out that eliminates one Song of Storm Spot. My favorite Song of Storm Spot is the Storm's Grotto in Kokiri Forest. I have seen some great seeds with items hiding in there. So that's what I hope that we need all dungeons for.
Yeah, I just like don't care what happens in seeds. It's more about attacking the seed. Really showing it who's boss.
Just really proving that you're superior and that stupid seed's not gonna keep you down.
Double shooting game. So we lost the Necro Exodus sync, and now we got Necro synced up to Ryu. Ooh, there's a strength.
Oh! Okay, that's pretty sick. And that saves you some bomb chews whenever you go to DC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can just pretty much full clear DC now with hammer and strength. But even for Ryu, it'll be nice.
That just means that we're a bow away from being able to full clear Forest Temple, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, a bow would be really nice to find. They still have all of Adult CAC, though, available to them, so I think they'll all go pretty much adult in the next 5 minutes here. They might string a couple checks here and there along the way.
Oh! Got a mirror shield out of that fairy fountain.
Okay, well, that's not really super informative, but...
Yeah, it doesn't tell us anything that we wouldn't find out with a pedestal check here in like 5 minutes.
Oh, please check pedestal. Because we don't
We're
know
begging
if it's
you,
stone
please.
yet. If it's
Please
a stone,
check
then
pedestal.
I would be pretty comfortable calling AD, just as a runner. If it's Spirit Stone, it's just super suspicious.
Oh yeah, that's kind of nerve-wracking, actually.
Yeah, it's depends on what the other stone dungeons are, though.
Because
if
there's
we're good
only
enough, and you
there's
have access
only
to
a
them.
couple of shield checks in Spirit that are locked by the shield, right?
Yeah, it's usually towards the end. I mean, you have the 2 checks and then Twin Roba.
That's scary. Someone please check the pedestal.
I think Necro's going there.
I find it interesting that Ryu's really committing to collecting skulls early.
It's like player preference. I mean, if you're gonna pass by him anyway, then you might as well pick it up. But the time that it takes to get those can just be completely eliminated sometimes. There is calculated hero though, so I think you're like pretty safe to just go for them. It's probably not a time waste.
Good point. I always forget that the skull checks wrap into Kakwath.
Yeah, for 10, 20. So 20 skulls is pretty easy to just route in most seeds. And just kind of pick them up. Don't ignore them.
And our light arrow check for today is just a little heart. The disappointment in chat is palpable.
DC water.
Fire.
Forest. Deku. So yeah, it is Spirit Stone.
Oh no. Oh no. So that means
Alright.
Spirit Stone, Shadow Stone, and Jabu? Oh, that's nasty stone layout. Oh,
It's
poo.
probably all dungeons. I would guess at this point. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot of dungeon heavy kind of routing.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Goron City way the hero.
Ooh.
And a strength too there? Okay. Well, I mean, if you get the items for a Stone Spirit, you can still go. Still a great dungeon.
Yeah, again, at this point, it's just a matter of getting over there. Especially with not... Because we don't have Eponas yet.
Yep, we still need to check Bolero, see what there is.
Oh, watch
Great.
Eponas be out at Ice Cavern. I'm gonna just call that now. That's the caster curse I'm gonna place upon this, as Eponas is out at Ice Cavern and somehow locks Slingshot.
Yeah, where is Longshot gonna be? I don't know. Goron City way the hero too. You would go there anyway this early in the adult segment, so it's kind of a wasted way the hero a little bit, but I'm sure it won't mind too much. Yeah,
Yeah,
Zeph
Goron
missing.
City Way to Hero is always a little frustrating because it's another one where there's the adult checks and there's the child checks, and it's really easy to just have to keep going by there over and over as you get new items, which luckily it is a pretty central location, but it does get very annoying.
Yeah, currently Ryu getting the most punished for his round. It's just didn't get that hammer yet in SFM. I think he knows SFM's way the hero now too, but just doesn't want to waste the pathing. If you're just gonna be by there still anyway, then there's not too much point in checking one item check for hopefully something like that. So it makes sense why he's not rushing it per se, but as a viewer, it's definitely nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah, I love the dramatic irony of knowing things our runners don't know.
Mhm.
The terror, the suspense.
Hover boots.
Oh, I, I don't like how many items it's giving us, especially items for stone dungeons.
Yeah, pretty sure it's gonna be all dungeon still.
And everyone, we do have a prediction going about whether or not all dungeons is hard required, so make sure to get those bets in.
Really nice bow. So let's see a sub 30-minute Forest Temple start, I guess. For Necro
Wonderful. We
here.
can get our naps in early.
I guess he goes DC first. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. They're both meds, so definitely go here first. It's not quite sub 30. There's Nocturne on Bolero, so still no Epona.
Oh, I don't like this.
Magic on top of the volcano.
Did Necro look at it then walk away? Oh, wait, on top of volcano.
Yeah, he hasn't
Oh,
been
my
there
eyes
yet.
are having a hard time seeing. Cool.
30's dead. 30, 50 dead.
Can't you get over to the volcano with hover boots?
Yeah, he doesn't have those yet, though.
Oh, yeah.
He just got him in Guan City. And he didn't go through Crater and then a top. I mean, I think that's a little bit... I don't think it's a fine play doing that. You just got Bow, so you want to prioritize your progression dungeons, which you know these are because they're both Medallion dungeons. So I would want to get to Forest Temple sooner. Unfortunately for Ryu, too, he's also going to be thrown for a loop here because he doesn't know about that Bow in Goron City. I'm not sure if he's gotten that Goron City way of the hero.
Yeah, like you said, unfortunately, like I thought Ryu was doing like really well at the start, but this routing, especially missing that hammer, is looking like it's going to be punishing.
Yeah, it can just take like one item check like that to really dodge progressive items. Like, it's super punishing, like you said. It really makes your velocity a lot slower in a seed. So while it's like you'll probably get it later and then go to your progression dungeon again anyway. Like, it's the time it takes to go back to it, even if you have Minua, it's still like a minute depending on where you are in Hyrule. So
yeah, true.
It's just the fact that he has to be here multiple times is really the most punishing thing.
Yeah, especially whenever you don't have like a Furor's Wind in your magic yet. All that backtracking.
I would say he's probably played a little bit too safe in terms of sprouting. I think that's why he's getting punished like this. He's not quite going deep enough in locations, so... But I think all of his decisions have made a lot of sense. So it's not like, he's losing time to bad routing or something like that, no.
Mm-hmm.
So we see all the players now as adult. No one's child anymore.
Yeah, and we have that phenomenon you were mentioning where everyone's kind of in a different spot.
Now imagine for like the huge races where it's like 100, 120 people. Imagine the chaos factor that's like, okay, now you have to imagine all 120 players just like running around in circles basically.
And speaking of chaos factors, Zephyr got Requiem off of the windmill. So there's our GTG access if you just reverse Wasteland.
Oh, nice. Oh, there's
and our bomb bag!
Kind of amazing no one else has gone for it, but I mean, I think it's made a ton of sense for Casey Necro not to check really those specific things in Kakia. Like, going to your progression dungeons is really gonna... Like, he's not losing time right now is the best way to think about it.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you don't find any items somewhere that you check, a lot of time wasted. You didn't have to do that, technically.
Yeah, so far it looked like there was nothing interesting inside of Dodongo's, but like you said, Dodongo's is already a medallion, already have to go complete it anyway. There's no one who's going to probably skip over any checks in Dodongo, so... Definitely not any time wasted.
It's not only progression dungeons that you get to have this free time. No, I mean, basically no time loss or gain, depending on what's there, but... That also extends to overworld locations, so... Adult CAC, for instance, or Dampe Race, for instance. Those are just things that everyone, almost everyone does in the early game, like 99.9% of the time, so... you know it's not really time wasted, so you know everyone's going to do it anyway. But that also, depending on the player, that's different for everyone. So 1v1 situations, that becomes a lot more important in terms of like how you know your opponent and what you know what they're going to go for, what they're comfortable with. But in large races like this, I think playing more like Ryu here is what you would see out of most people, most top racers. Which really had minimal risk, and he has a lot of really juicy targets left now. And his scale on Dampe race is pretty big.
And Casey Necro taking out our favorite lizard, my favorite lizard. And Exodus just got that bomb bag.
My favorite lizard.
I love that lizard. It's like, why can't we just relocate that lizard to a different mountain where no one's living?
Mm-hmm.
Ryu's almost got the 20 skulls needed to get those 2 checks out of the way. Have we seen a hint for 30 or 40 yet?
30's dead, not 40. We don't know if that's dead or not yet.
I always hate that whenever like 30's dead, 50's dead, but 40's still there.
Oh, it's exciting. I usually pick up skulls, so I'm usually a little bit biased with that.
So I got to play the Pictionary race a few weeks ago, and for anyone who didn't see it, I won't spoil anything, but it was a skull seed, and it was pandemonium, because it was Skull Shuffle. Skull Sanity.
Sounds great.
Oh, it was complete pandemonium. But I got to learn where skulls were very, very quickly.
Ryu getting that hammer in an SFM. I'm not sure what he would think about that. I think he's fine getting it now. Doesn't have to, again, double back across locations.
Yeah, especially being here in Lost Woods, really easy to just go from Lost Woods over to Goron City, get that bow, can go check Bolero.
Yeah, you'll see him catch up really quickly now. He has pretty much everything else already anyway, so... Casey Necro is ahead by a DC, and Zephyr is going to be a little bit as well ahead of Ryu in that department. Exodus not quite having gone to DC yet, but has cleared CAC. So they're all kind of catching up to each other, so there's going to be another convergence point for the routing. We'll see what it is yet. Remains to be seen. But yeah, the Requiem is definitely going to be... It's like, you just go Spirit. Just go see what's in Spirit. Seems like the place to go.
Yeah, at least go check the song. At least go check the song.
Yeah. And if you're going to do that, you might as well just go to the dungeon with Mirror Shield and Strength 2, so...
Oh, gosh, yeah.
It's going to be really bad for you. Again, he's just not going quite deep enough in location, so he didn't check Hyrule Castle. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he knows its way to Hero, so he just didn't check it. Not entirely sure why he skipped it.
Yeah, the only thing I can figure is just being laser focused, going adult, and just forgetting about till you're already adult.
For you, already up to 18 skulls. It's great to see. So while he's behind on some items, like, he could get ahead here if 1020 has anything.
Well, and Kakariko was Wave the Hero. We've already gotten 3 really good items from Kak. So we've gotten the Hookshot, the Bomb Bag, and then Requiem. But that doesn't mean that there's not still more stuff in Kak.
I always kind of hate the loaded cack scenario, and then it's way here, and it's like, okay, what's way here? It's like, well,
take your pick.
Fuck you, Seed. Come on, just tell
Well,
me what's way
especially with
here.
something like Bomb Bag, because it's like, well, then you have to actually track where you're finding your bomb bags and be like, oh, was this bomb locked or not?
Like, tell me what's way to hero without telling me what's way to hero. Like that's that kind of way to hero cack. Like, kind of useless. Go now in the forest.
So right now we have all of our runners sort of just cleaning up things that the others have done. Casey Necro is going to be able to go deeper into Forest Temple than Ryu was able to. And Zephyr having some trouble with Link the Goron. He is being really annoying today.
You know what's weird though is they only really need long shot and then either gold scale or iron boots to get to water, and then we're just done. You see, it's just over at that point. But like, you have this like threat of AD just looming over the runners here, and it could be for something as simple as light surge just in Bomb of the Well. Like, so you get to Ganon's and you have everything except light.
That would be so annoying.
Like, I'm fairly confident that might be the case here. Or Gans just has something too. Like, on these settings, that's can be pretty schmuck-ass. Exodus backflipping to the bridge or trying to get back up here. I think he remembered that he forgot the check at the end of the bridge. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, this is...
Seems a little precise.
Oh! He did it!
You like jumped on like the horn?
Yeah, that was... Okay, that was sick.
Okay then.
So it looks like Ryu's gonna head back to Forest, go finish that up now that he has that bow. And Zephyr finally gonna get the bow from Link the Goron now that he has sat down and stopped moving. And meanwhile, it looks like Zephyr might actually be going to go check the crater, which actually is pretty good. Zephyr's gonna see that magic up there, and Zephyr does have the hover boots, so Zephyr can go get that right now.
That'd be pretty nice for him. Still no hammer for Zephyr, looks like, in his personal tracker.
Yeah, I don't think Zephyr has headed back to Sacred Forest Meadow.
It's a good thing he has Bomb Bag right now, too, though.
Yeah, I think everyone's managed to get the bomb bag except for Ryu.
Hey, at least Ryu's gonna clean up forest here. You might as well be in progression.
Yeah, it's like you mentioned, that's not a check that Ryu's gonna ignore forever.
No. His movement otherwise has been very efficient, so you can see here he was behind Necro coming here. But I think he surpassed Necro in forest now. Just overtook him.
Yeah, well, especially because Ryu had managed to get a little bit of force done earlier.
Right. Yeah, that's the not time waste too.
Yeah.
Can't waste the time. It can't be wasted. Ooh, Exodus missing the jump there.
Ooh, and those wolves are after him.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I don't think we've even seen upper DMT yet. Oh, DMT's Baron, right? I was about to say. So I'm a little surprised that Zephyr's up here.
Yeah, Zephyr made
skulls? The hints? 40 skulls is Kukuri's sword, okay.
Don't need that in these settings, so it's official, y'all. We don't need more than 20 skulls at most.
That's pretty nice.
That is nice, especially if they're gonna give us like the threat of all dungeons. Don't give us all dungeons plus skulls.
Makes the routing interesting though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I guess that is the bright side, is that by doing all dungeons, you get more opportunities to get skulls, so you can kind of route it in a bit better.
Mm-hmm. Just to kind of see that I don't want to run as a runner, because you don't know if it's AD or Jet yet. And then someone suddenly finishes and you get all salty. It's like, yeah, fuck. It's hard to really know sometimes. Read a seed to know what it is even.
Yeah, and as like we've kind of discussed, and as chat's been kind of discussing, we aren't really going to know if it's all dungeons until we either run into a roadblock or talk to Ganon. One of the two.
Or you could say my castle, and then you have to find thirst strength somewhere. I think that wouldn't be that bad though. That's probably way preferable to Palm of the Well. Especially if you don't have all the items yet for the stone dungeons. I mean, they basically do, but they're missing a few things.
So it's looking like, if I'm keeping track of everything, it kind of has to be Saria's song out at Ice Cavern at this point. The only reason I'm sort of thinking about that is the idea that technically Dancing Dad is part of Goron City. What's the other song that could be out at Ice Star? Balearum Prelude. I forgot we had 2 more travel songs. And we have Quad Forest, so everyone get your Z's in chat. It is a beautiful 6:50 here on the West Coast, and I am grateful for the extra 10 minutes of sleep.
Wait, why are both the commentators for the EU Weekly on the West Coast? Hello?
Because we have nothing better to do on a Sunday morning, apparently.
Well, it's yeah, well, sure. I mean, where else would I be? Oh, what?
That's the thing, is that this time slot always works best for me because I never have any plans for 6 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah, really busy time slot on my schedule. Just oh my god. You wouldn't
Toma,
imagine
I
what
have had a lot of coffee. And also a lot of practice commentating EU Weekly, because it's pretty much the only weekly I ever commentate. Oh, what's on the agenda for today's Forest Temple TED Talk? I hadn't thought this far. I wasn't expecting Quad Forest.
With where the Forest Temple items are, I was very much expecting this. You might as well. You want to get Forest Temple out of the way early on. Just get it out of the way. Fuck Forest.
Fuck Forest. Forest was actually my favorite temple when I was a kid. I thought it was so cool and so pretty and so, like, fantasy.
It was pretty cool. It just sucks.
But does it suck more or less than fire?
Oh, MQ fire is better, I would say, but regular fire. It's a tough choice. They both suck. Which one sucks the least? Hard one. Yeah, I'd have to think about that.
Fire, I think, for me, if I ran more Zooter, like, is just scarier in theory. Because there's the possibility of skipping a ton of it, but you also risk orphaning checks that might be necessary that way. And I have seen some runners get bit by not going to highest score on. Oh yes, Ada, falling sucks. Like, any temple where you can fall and lose like 5 minutes of progress sucks.
Oh no, that's great, because I want my opponents to do that. Just don't fall, Forehead.
Just don't fall. Just have hover boots, Forehead. Just don't backflip off of the bridge.
You can always void out, though. There's a block there that goes into the air. Just stand below it, and it'll void leap back up to wherever you fell from. So you don't have to actually...
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
just
fun.
like voiding out any other time. Just let a block kill you, so... Link's spine is crushed, but then JK, he's back.
Oh, and time to play tennis with Phantom Ganon.
Alright. Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh.
There we go. One cycle for Ryu.
Yeah, that was an awesome, just like, the stab, and then the shoot, and then stab, and then shoot.
They missed about 3 stabs there, so you had to do it 2 or 3 extra times than you would have to otherwise. It went perfectly, but it was a pretty good one. Still will be a big time save. And it looks cool.
And now the question becomes, what does Ryu do next? Probably going to get that bomb bag pretty fast, judging by the Nocturne.
Is he not done Dampé yet?
I don't think Ryu's done any of...
Okay, it's that. Okay.
Yeah, Ryu's been like hard in like forest mode. Then the bigger question might be, where does Casey Necro go? Because Necro also just got out of forest and looks like head and spirit.
It's a scale for Ryu. It's going to save a little bit more movement overworld by doing this. Having Song of Time and just not walking Graveyard to CAC 2 times is going to save a bunch of time.
Yeah, and this means Ryu's going to
Catch back
get
up quickly.
Requiem here.
Yeah, so while he did kill Phantom Ganon sooner, he's still not quite ahead of Necro here. Necro's still a little bit ahead. And those hover boots really could prove to be really disastrous for you, depending on whenever he goes back child. I'm not sure when that's going to be.
Yeah, not having those hover boots, could be pretty punishing for Ryu.
They don't have long shot, yeah, and he doesn't have a bonus specifically, so.
Okay, so we have a new poll going, and it's asking what mirror lock tech is that mirror required for? So it's the 4 Armas check, the top of Spirit, Twin Rova, or you can call whether it's for all dungeons or a check-in Spirit and all dungeons. Because Star really wants to give us some options.
Choose your flavor of bad. They're all bad. It just depends on what you want. Chat. Has no bearing on what actually happens, of course, but it is fun to vote.
It is fun to feel like you have a voice.
Well, with these numbers, you definitely do. That's besides the point. Ryu. Not sure where he's going. Necro makes his way deeper into Spirit, has 3 keys.
Yeah, it looks like Exodus is going to be finishing up for us soon. Zephyr just a bit behind that. And another magic in Spirit.
Well, okay then.
Well,
pretty convenient.
yes.
Yeah,
Necro
Necros.
doesn't have to go back for the one on Greater.
Necro's like just shaking his head and it's like, oh my god, what was that? What does that mean here? So he already knows about the crater one. And he's probably planning on going back at some point. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. Doesn't have Bolero.
Well, and that could be good for Ryu, if Ryu goes and checks out. Oh, but Ryu doesn't have the mirror shield. Right. Ugh. So with Ryu not having the mirror shield, not having hover boots, what do you think's like the next best play for him?
Well, I don't think he's gone Goron City yet, right? Because he doesn't have those hover boots. So I would just go there just for density and then make a decision after that.
Oh, I guess he hasn't. Yeah, I actually didn't realize he hadn't gone Goron City yet. So getting those hovers from there will be helpful.
A bottle. A bottle and spirit.
Okay, that's something.
Sure is.
That is sure an item that it gave us.
Pretty nothing in terms of items. It just doesn't do anything at this point. Not important.
Yeah, it's not even the bottle we care about.
Ryu getting the magic, and then I think he's gonna go into fire. I think it's the first fire temple that we've seen.
I was actually just thinking that as I was looking at the track. Oh, where?
Ooh.
Wait, where? Well, hold on, where was that large net?
Fairy? No, oh, Colossus Fairy. Ooh.
Okay.
All right then. Wow. Oh, and everything's back open again.
Okay, because that gives.
So now we just need a way into water.
Yeah, so we need either our gold scale or our iron boots, correct?
So gold scales and bottled well. With iron boots. I want to see both in there. I'm just gonna go refill my water here as chat berates me. I'll be right back.
Hear that, chat? You're stuck with me for a second. Okay, if you think Emo Soda just says some emo things, let's see what I can come up with in the time that he's gone. Because for me, I want to see. Okay, here's what I want to see. Are y'all ready for this? I want to see gold scale. No, wait, hold on. Okay. So the thing that has to be locking us at this point, if Mirror Shield is not just for lights, is a way into water. I want to find a way to force us to do lab dive, but I don't think there's a good way to do that other than to just say lights are on lab dive, and you don't find out until you've already done all dungeons and gone and talked to Ganon. Wait, but it can't be lab dive because Lake Hylia is foolish. Dang it! I'm having a really hard time being evil today. Zora Tunic on Twin Rova would suck and be stupid. They have not checked Tektite yet, Thunder. It would be kind of funny to force them to go out to Ice Cavern. Especially because if this is all dungeons for Storm to get into water, because that's basically the only thing that, like, all dungeons could be locking, other than light arrows. We do still need to find Dins. And maybe Dins could be in the toilet today. Maybe we could finally have Dins fire in the toilet. Where's Dastar? Someone needs to tell him. I feel it in my bones, Star. If this is not all dungeons, I will be amazed. If this is not all dungeons, I'm losing a lot of fake betting money. And Zephyr gets his hammer. Oh yes, thank you, Star, for reminding us. Happy 1 hour, everyone. Shout out to our runners who are giving us a great show today. I said at the start of the match I was really excited for these runners, and they are spectacular. So shout out to Ryukane, Casey Necro, Exodus, and Zephyr. I am currently commentating with my co-commentator Emo Soda, who stepped away to get water, ironically enough. And it's wonderful commentating with them. And shout out to our trackers, Baby Shark, Mur, Siberian, and Tomodachi. So it has been, thank you all for making sure that we are keeping track of what the heck is happening.
Alright, unmuting since Evo's still out. As you see, nice bow on HVA for Exodus. Load! That's bow locked!
Oh gosh, yeah. I was staring at Twin Rova that I completely missed that.
It's a fun spot.
Oh, I always love whenever a bow is on HBA.
Oh yeah, I rolled the sequels with both bows on HBA. Oh hey Emo. Both bows on HBA was a riot. He had a great laugh on that. Yeah, looking back, Emo, not what just happened. Spirit had nothing in it. Besides bottle that was not mirror locked.
Right. Okay,
And we're about to find out if Twin Rova has anything.
Exodus and GCG too. Probably hoping to find second scale, I would think.
I'm interested with the GTG play with progression at fire still an option.
Yeah, it's a lot more aggressive than how
oh no, it's AD!
Yeah.
Nothing on Twin
Yeah, Necro's just hands in his face. Just cannot believe what he's seeing here. No
he looks
way,
so
dude.
tired. He looks so tired.
No way, dude.
We are water temple access from the glow mode, but who knows?
So
And we have to do all our dungeons for it.
So
Now here's the question, is it hard required? We still don't know, because it could just be irons behind AD, and then gold spells available, as well as lights.
yeah, I want to be right in saying that it was lights and bomb the well. But
what confirmed AD? Twin Rova was nothing, and Mirror Shield's Way of the Heroes. Nothing's been mirror locked in Spirit. The only thing in it, period, was a bottle, which is A, not mirror locked, and B, not very Way of the Hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, G2G play here for Exodus is just really, really aggressive, I think.
Yeah, nice true pack on Armos, actually. Load.
So at this point, what we need is Din's Fire. We need to locate where Ruda's letter is, and then just find our way into water, right? And get our light arrows.
Yeah, pretty much.
So now I'm wondering, are we going to find Rudo's letter first, or are we going to find Din's Fire first?
I don't know. Get your guesses in chat. What do you guys think in chat?
Yeah, can we get a bet going whether we find Din's or Rudo's first? I think Rudo's would be the meaner one to find first, just because of the age swapping.
Yeah, it depends on how. It depends on how they get dens. I don't know. 'Cause that could be pretty nasty too. Depending on where that's located at. And for Rio, he's got an early BK in fire, so he's pretty ahead on progression, I would say.
Yeah, with the knowledge we have that it is very likely star all dungeons, it actually makes the GTG play from Exodus not as bad, knowing that there are 3 items we're looking for and not just 1.
That's true. There's a certain point there where you just kind of commit to 80 or not. Depends on what it is. It's probably different for every player too. Like playstyles and routing preferences, things like that all make a huge difference in the end.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what this is going to come down to, I think, with how messy this seed is just whose route suits this seed best, which we could say about almost any Zooter match, but this one I think especially with the knowledge that we're likely working with all dungeons.
It's gonna be about efficiency and clears, hopefully not double dipping places.
Sieg, why would you do that? Din's on highest score on first Song of Time Wath.
Oof.
Oh, and that is a good point. No one's gotten Ripper yet. Like, no one's even touched or looked at Ripper, so something could just be sitting out in the open over there.
Yeah, definitely a good point. Like if someone just finishes or something in like, I don't know, 30 minutes or something, and you'll probably know what's up. Then all hell breaks loose in the race room.
Yeah, I think finding out, like, what time someone finishes first is going to be really telling for how messy or not this seed truly was.
Chat thinks irons and irons gold scale. It's going to be storms locked. Well, it's a pretty good guess.
Watch Gold Scale actually be inside of Water Temple.
Zephyr's, he was gonna die there if he got the item. So just, hopefully it wasn't anything and just take the blue warp. I think he saw that it was like a stick or something, so I think he's good there.
I actually really
health
like the
for
idea of Strength 3 being what's locked by all dungeons. That would be really funny and really mean.
Yeah. Nice Zora Tunic in the middle of GCG there. Technically required.
I don't like it.
Not actually, though. It's still bad. See, for me, this is way worse scenario than any random setting seed would be. There, you're just given the bad news at the start of the seed once it gets to the pedestal. So, like that approach more than just like the guessing game of like it could be this, or it could just be a really easy check that everyone's just skipping because they think it's something wild. I don't know.
Yeah, it's... Oh, we're actually finally getting some valley checks from Exodus. Well, if this Bomb 2 setup will work. Was that Greg?
I think it was just a arrow refill or something.
I think that was Greg. I think that was our lone green rupee. Oh, Bomb of the Well, way the hero! Bomb of the Well, way the hero! And if people just went Valley...
Now you know there's some maniac that's way ahead of everyone out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, there's...
Because they went Valley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Valley openers, this was your seed. Valley openers despite Lake Hylia.
Can we rewind the tape to where I said, I probably would just go Valley Lake here, though, because I would go get free information, too, and back Lake, but you also get that. So, I would be ahead here, just saying. Just saying.
Emo Soda would finish first, or, like, at least top 3.
I have won a weekly before, so it's not out of the question. It can happen, folks.
Oh, God. Okay, so whatever we need is sitting there in bottom of the well, and it has to be iron boots or gold scale at this point.
Oh, nice extension for Rio. It just looks like he wants to die getting the wallet. It's like, why? Second strength there for Zephyr. It's kind of amazing you put off Boulder of Destiny for this long.
Yeah, I haven't seen exactly what it is with Zephyr that sort of made his route like this. I think that they've been a little more thorough in some of the locations that they've gone to, or taken just a little bit more time, so they're getting some of these field checks a little bit later.
Yeah.
And Ryukane about to find out the disappointment that is GTG. For anyone who is just turning back in, yes, it is 100% logical AD because something is in bottom of the well. And the hint for bottom of the well is at the hintstone in Gerudo Valley that no one went to because we knew Lake Hylia was foolish, even though Emo Soda said that we should just go Valley. And I say pretty much every single time I come that I love Valley Opener. I think Valley Opener is one of the best openers. But no one listens to the commentators.
It's safe. It's not necessarily the best. It's on the edge cases where like you don't get anything and it's barren, and then it's just a time waste. But then you get in the situation where seeds, where it's like this, and it's a little bit more important.
Well, it's like you said, at least getting that hint stone, getting some information from the lake, even if they don't have anything, I think that just clearing out those Sphere Zero checks and getting that information is worth it at the start.
Except for really trying the fancy strat to get this. Ooh. Strength 3 for Casey Necro in field.
Oh. Okay. Ooh.
Huh.
What if light arrows are just sitting in Ganon's castle?
Oh, that'd be hilarious too. Yeah, Necro's really wondering what the fuck to do now. I would be too, in this position. Think checking OGC would make a lot of sense. Clear up a lot of things logically.
With those golds, yeah. What are the bridge requirements in these settings?
Six minutes.
Ooh, ouch. Okay. So that removes light trial sort of as an option. Also, oh hey, other bomb bag. Yeah, outside Ganon's castle seems like sort of the best choice. You just got that opened up. Other than that, I would say we finally have to go river, guys. There's quite a few checks. Yeah, like still, no one has gone river. And we just need to find either that Ruta's letter or Din's. If we can find one or the other, we've got some options opened up to us.
We still don't know if it's actually going to be a long seed or not, too. It's like the worst kind of a seed.
Yeah, that's definitely, like... Because Deadly Thunder, you're talking about ice, but this could be something dumb, like we get Ruta's letter and we have to go to ice to get our Dins. Or we have to, like, go buy fire to go thaw King Zora for Paradox letter because the game hates us. Like, there are a lot of, like, really bad things that could happen involving ice.
Yeah, I love ice. Oh, ice is great.
I really can feel that came from the heart.
You know where ice is the best is in chilling my drink. It's what.
Hey. And that is the only thing ice is good for. I don't think Necro's going to get the hint.
You ever get, like, ravenously thirsty for water? Specifically water?
Yeah.
It's the greatest feeling.
It's like, wow, they're right. This is, you know, good for me. I, like, feel this in my soul.
Yeah, just absorbing it is pleasurable. It's really interesting to see, like, how the runners convince themselves it's not actually AD or something like that. When it's like all signs are pointing to AD. So like what location do you go for? And it's like, well, obviously you go GCG.
Yeah, like surely it's not actually.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Okay. There's lights.
Wow, I must have completely missed that earlier whenever Exodus was there.
Exodus didn't have strength 2 at that point, so Exodus just got strength 2. So now Exodus is in spirit.
Oh.
Big
Oh
Popo.
no. That's good for Ryukane then.
Oh yeah. This seat's so fucking weird.
This seat sucks. Oh my gosh, this seat sucks.
That's probably why they're in GCG the most. Like they're really looking for scale 2s that they really hopefully don't actually have to have iron boots, which are assuredly at this point in Bomb World. It's gotta be like it can't really be anything else.
I also really wonder how long it is before Ryukane goes back child and gets his mirror shield.
I don't know. You know, I think he should know about the Castle Way of the Heroes. I think he knows it's there.
Yeah, I think there just hasn't been a great opportunity or reason to go back child.
Yeah. Don't quite remember where that hint was, though. Lossless Bridge.
Oh, and I bet you money the other copy of that hint is like on the backside of Lake.
Oh, it'll just be Storm's Locked.
I mean, that's the thing is that Ryu has some Lostwood checks that he can do if he does go back child. It's just a matter of whether or not he thinks those checks are worth it.
You also see on Ryu's side, he's running, or he patched his seed with one of the branches that has colors on the sword and items. So you can see his bow is like kind of a reddish color instead of the normal color, and his sword is like green. It looks like a sick kind of like jade or something. But yeah, shoutouts to, I think that's one of the Meraxis branch versions that he patched with, but it's cool to see stuff like that for sure. Is it Romans? Just the newest Romans. Makes sense.
So at this point, Zephyr is about to finish up Twin Rova. Exodus making his way through Spirit. Ryu just got that bottom of the well hit, and oh my god. you all can't see his expression, but he just like leaned all the way back in his chair, like yelling at the heavens, it looked like. Oh, yeah, that's the mood. And Casey Necro making way through GTG. Kirby, I definitely think that Paradox Letter is a possibility at this point, especially because we have a wallet. Do you need
another
one wallet or 2 wallets to buy?
You need 2 wallets.
You need 2 wallets. So if we find a second wallet
And $300.
and $300.
Which you can just kill one of the Lost Woods kids and that's fine. But I mean,
just go murder a child. The Lost Wood kids always freak me out. They're so creepy. The Lost Woods itself is kind of creepy.
no, it's cool. Were you saying Goron Cityway the hero? Were you checking his notes?
Toma, Longshot was at the Colossus Ferry. See, that's my guess at this point. I really think either Rudos or Dins is just hanging out there at River and just no one's gotten it yet. Because no one's gone River. No one has bothered to go River. No one's bothered to go Domain either. And we had an early Zelda's Lullaby and a pretty early bomb bag. And another bomb bag. Is that all of our bomb bags?
No, it's the same second one that Necro got. I don't know what the third one would be.
Right, right.
Still no fire source anywhere. Super weird. With Shadow being one of the stones, it's like Dins has to be somewhere. It's not like they're running out of locations, so yeah, I definitely agree on just go the fuck to River here.
Ooh, okay. I have my evil caster curse. I finally figured it out. Fire arrows just sitting in River to go get Dins on the Wasteland chest.
Oh, I've seen that before. more than a couple times.
It's horrible. It's so dumb and so mean. But I do like getting a Wasteland chest. Didn't someone do chickens earlier, or did Ryu never finish chickens?
Necro amused at the light arrows find and G. What's the question?
I was wondering if Ryu ever finished chickens.
No, he put I think 2 in there and then just left. They'll still
And
be
then
in
got
there.
bored.
They'll still be in there if he goes back, but
I will say, Alkaline, that if Gold Scale is on River, I think we'll see a win here in the next, 30 minutes.
Hard to say with this troll you've received. It's been pretty troll. Now Zephyr's gonna go GTG. Yeah, they're all gonna go GTG and they're all gonna be disappointed. Well, I mean, besides the light arrows, obviously.
You get to go GTG. Annie, you get to go GTG.
Yeah.
We all get to go GTG.
It's the best location for them, so it'd be throwing not to. And yeah, the bigger the race, more likely to somebody that just skips it entirely. Totally possible. I'll be in the back of the runners' minds, but I mean, realistically, everyone's probably going to go GTG. It's hard not to at this point in the seed. When all you get is bad news and all your locations are just not really panning out for the most part. You skipped these checks earlier in DC? That's interesting. Totally missed that.
Yeah, I was a little
Huh.
confused about that as well.
Because he used bomb shoes, I think, when he was here. So he just never did the loop. It's pretty risky. Thankfully, nothing there for him today. Where's he gonna go?
And meanwhile, Exodus finishing up with Spirit. So this is really a race for who can find something to break this seed open.
They're all kind of in the same kind of cloud of checks, so... And there'll be another convergence point here in the next, I would say, probably 30 minutes. Something is going to happen. What that is? I mean, nothing's happened yet, so... Okay. Ryu's going to River. Let's go.
Let's go. Come on, River. Please, River, give us something. If River has a second wallet, I will lose my mind.
What is that? Oh, just a error refill. Okay. Good Rondo. Oh, seeing backlight heads too. Alright, just duplicated hints in the back leak today. But...
Okay, so Ryu just got a reminder about that. Ooh. Oh, it's Gold Scale! Gold Scale! Just a river!
River Open Grotto? It's just there?
It was bomb locked. It was in the bomb grotto.
But do they need irons? It's still... Alright. It is Spear Zero.
Oh my god. Alright, so Imasoda called that you should have just gone to Valley, and I called that you should have just gone to River.
Alright. Nice.
Yeah, that was the biggest possible bait.
The safest, the absolute safest check was River. Based on like what he could do and what he has checked already. And he hasn't cleared Spirit. He doesn't have that Mirror Shield, so still doesn't know about Mirror Shield with here on Castle, so he still has that available to him, and he could be potentially just done and not even have done all of that, which is actually just amazing.
Ryu did get a reminder about the Mirror Shield right before he got that gold scale, so
yeah,
that should be his next play. Hypothetically.
Yeah, I think he can definitely win. It's crazy, because he was kind of dragging a bit behind just because of how safe he was playing in the early game, but because he played safe, the mid game is where a lot of people can lose even more time than you can in the early game. So I think it's a pretty important part of Randomizer to know when you should be playing this safe and when you should be more aggressive. I think with 6-man bridge and bombable with it, like all these things stacking up. That I definitely think his playstyle is more suited to a little bit messier of a seed like this.
Yeah, that's a great point, because this is Like, I'm sure that there are going to be a couple of people who get baited into that all dungeons without realizing that scale's just sitting out there in river. But
Yeah,
that
I
does
mean,
depend on like
this
where
tunnel might need
actually
it.
is that dens and where actually is
Yeah,
that Rudos.
that's true too. It'd be funny if they're just in water. They're both in water. Definitely not going to be finding that. It's another bow. That's the third one in water. I know, Chad. That's why I said it'd be funny if they were there.
I
didn't say
do
it
think
was
we're gonna
possible.
find something on Yeet Rock, which Exodus is about to go check.
Okay, okay. Very odd seed.
And yeet!
Yeet.
And nothing on Yeet Rock. Absolutely nothing.
Piece of heart.
The fairy loves you.
Just some nuts on the BK chest. So it's 2 items found and 2 keys found. So there's still a BK and 4 other keys for water.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So there is a little bit of terror of Central Pillar and whether or not Boss Key is sitting over there. So, interestingly, Necro going to go ahead and head back child.
Huh. Maybe he thinks he missed something in the child segment. Ooh, Ryu using a nice strategy there. Being able to save a bit of time on the central bow chest, but it is only just a key. Used a bomb to push him back over the block. So you didn't have to go around the loop 2 times with the cutscene and the movement. You have to be able to get that like pretty consistently for it to actually save time, but I think it's still okay.
And hey, neighbors love. Not
If
the magical power we wanted to see.
There's dens.
What? Just
It's
saying on
Bombchu
Bombchu Bowling?
Mm-hmm. It's not too
Oh.
surprising to see. There had to be somewhere with Song of Storms, right? For Way the Hero, well, assumingly to be Iron Boots at this point. I don't think it can be anything else. Could be Wallet, maybe, for it to be then on, like, King Zora, too. That would be pretty trolly.
That would be horrible.
Yeah. Not great. You know, it is great to see, though. So, down to 2 checks for Ryu here. Left the water. Well, I guess 3 with Gold Scale. Can check Dragon Chest. Which he definitely knows. I think he has copies at this point. I don't know how many he has, but probably enough for that. It's like lens game here for Necro.
Yeah, it's interesting. Necro is going to go ahead and clear out Lynn's game. Meanwhile, Exodus is just like, yeah, no, I have dims.
Let's go
I'm gonna
Shadow.
dip.
Yeah,
Let's
I know
go
it's AD.
Shadow.
This is probably the right choice. Like, don't get too freaked out, but you know, remains to be seen. Could be gold scale equals victory, but I think for anyone doing AD, they'll be like 2 dungeons in, and then somebody finishes, and then well, shit. Well, then it's like the skill gap comes into play. Like, do you think they're that much ahead of you? Should they be that much ahead of you?
Oh,
Depends on the
yeah.
runner. So it's difficult in itself too.
Okay, let's see. So we have this check, and then dragon check, and then those are the last checks Ryu can do, right?
Okay,
Oh, there's a boss
the
key.
Nice.
Oh, and you can see just the relief.
Yeah, it's over.
All right, everyone, time to just... Here's the fun part, though, is that we're going to wind up seeing probably all dungeons from, like, at least Casey or Exodus.
Everyone else is gonna be so mad. Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
Oh, yeah, they're going to see Ryu win, because what? It's going to take Ryu...
Because they did fields. You did South Salesman.
No! Ryu put his file name as Thank God.
Nice.
I do think that whenever the first win comes in, because I do think that we'll see a win in the next 30 minutes with where that gold scale was. I'm really interested to see what Necro and what Exodus do whenever they see that win coming.
Yeah, let's see who else is in the race room here. Let's see if I can make a prediction on who wins. We got Icola, also pretty similarly skilled to Ryu. Fabio, Aeronauts. We got Drunus, Daredevil, No Slouch. Sorry's out there.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, so yeah, I think there's a slight possibility that Ryu gets, I think, sniped by Icola. I don't know where Icola is, but I would guess that's the most likely scenario here. But I think Ryu's just gonna win. He's gonna get first on restream and just be cool, I guess. Oh right. It was River Open Grotto that had gold scale. Surprising that they no one else just went River. I mean, I get that. Like, yeah, it's so much progression open it the whole time, and then it tells you that it's AD. Kind of just like lying to you almost.
Yeah, I
Kind
mean,
of amazing.
the way that things unlocked, we had 3 dungeons like super early, and the most missable thing was that mirror shield for Spirit. But you could still go do quite a bit of Spirit without that mirror shield in hand. So it's not entirely surprising. So right now we have 2 runners who are neck deep in Shadow. We have Zephyr, who is clearing up some Hyrule Field checks, and Ryu, who needs to go get his mirror shield, which he is doing right now.
Yeah, cool seed.
Cool seed star.
I like how the ZSR grin emote now blinks.
Oh, I haven't noticed that. Oh my gosh.
It's a little bit more unsettling now. So if I do it like that, that's not... Meanwhile, everyone else is in a stone dungeon. Oh my god, Zephyr ain't gone to the river though. He's going there. He's gonna get to be in go mode sooner.
And that's kind of incredible, especially because Zephyr's been lagging a little bit behind our other runners as far as progression.
Yeah, he's definitely been a lot more thorough overall, for sure. But definitely... Oh, but that's just silver scale, right? He hasn't even done Dampe yet?
He has not done Dampe yet.
147 in, you don't do Dampe?
But that's our hope.
That's kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts. Oh, there's Deku Foolish. Nice.
Oh, hey, everyone. There was our Foolish dungeon.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Oh, what?
Yep, Shadow, it was all dungeons, 4 irons that were not even required. And there we go! GG to Drew finishing with 147. Let's see what Necro and Exodus do.
So fucking funny. Yeah, GG to Drunus. Went to river first. And didn't skip Dampe like a maniac. Looks like Zephyr's going immediately to Dampe.
Oh, come on, Zephyr. Nope.
No,
walking
just
right
it completely. Really got
walking
really
right
Zephyr?
by Dampe.
This is why you're my former rival. Come on.
You'll have some words for your rival here in a bit.
Former.
Former.
Alright. Let's see how clean this Ganondorf is for Ryu. It's gonna drink a little bit of Kool-Aid first. What do you think's in the green bottle? Oh.
I think it's...
Oh. He's gonna drink it. There it is. Spinach soup. Mmm.
Okay, that's the problem, is that whenever I see, like, green, like, thick green liquid, I can't help but think of that terrible ketchup from the late 90s that they decided to color green.
Fuck that. Fuck
I know. So there's the very cursed thought that I'm putting out of the universe. What are you? What are you doing?
Didn't see that Ganondorf was one step ahead of him. Oops. Yeah,
Ganondorf's like, oh, you thought you could take second, huh?
Oh, man. Imagine thinking you're gonna get first and you actually get like third or fifth. Like, if this is a qualifier, it's like, oh, you finished 10th, and then you like feel like garbage about it because you're like, oh, I could have gotten first easily, but I just didn't.
That's always the worst. Is that Rudo?
Yeah.
Nope, that's just a bottle.
Nope, just another bottle. Friendly bottle.
Here's the thing that kills me. Here's the thing that's going to happen, okay? Because I can see it in my mind's eye so clearly. Is I see Necro and Exodus finding Rudos wherever, and then taking... No, I guess... Maybe not finding Rudos, but like last thing they decide to do is to just go up to Domain and see if it's there and finding that scale on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I can so see that being last location.
So funny.
Zephyr starting to roll for the door.
Yeah. Probably doesn't want to really see that. Okay, not getting trolled by bowling. It's good. Still just blown away that... I don't know. I don't know if it's like a trend or something, but like... I keep seeing people skipping Dampe again, and it scares me, because like...
Why would you skip Dampe?
It's...
Just what did that old man ever do to you?
So there's a reason where, like, why it's in a lot of people's openers. Like, it's just kind of crazy not to do it. So getting massively punished for it in this seed is like... I can't feel too bad about that for the runners, but... So it also comes down to, like, what overworld you do this seed, which kind of sucks. I think it just... The seed just kind of sucks, just because of that. Like, it's...
And Ryu just did the final slashes and did take second place with a time of 1 hour, 52 minutes.
Very nice. And for such a dumb seed, like, you gotta feel good about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was just absolutely incredible. And I am really interested to see what happens as more of these wins sort of come in.
Ryu changing his file name to Drew.
Oh my gosh. And we have a third place finisher, Jagger, coming in with 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 34 seconds.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but GG's. Good finish.
And there are 2 forfeits according to Snar, which I do not blame.
It's gonna increase as more people finish.
Oh yeah. I would not blame people for just saying nope, I'm done with this.
Because if weeklies have like a 25% or so average forfeit rate, so for this, there's 26 people in the race, so 25% of that is 6.5, round up to 7.
Yeah.
So I would expect like, you know, three or 4 in the next like 30 minutes. Let's see if that holds true.
Yeah, let's see.
That's kind of a weird metric you can measure disappointment in, but it's fairly accurate.
It's so true though.
Ooh, nice force. I was just on shooting target. He hasn't done this yet? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well,
Wow.
I think everyone came by the woods before they had a slingshot.
But you don't do Ocarina game in the first, like, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of your child segment?
Yeah, Zeph had really interesting routing. I think Zeph had one of the shorter Child 1 segments.
It's going really all in on the doll, I guess, but that's just so risky. Feels like gambling to me. It looks like Exodus is actually just going to leave on Shadow. He's thinking real hard about it, but I think he's leaving. I think he's going to go, I guess, to River from Nocturne would make the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see our runners sort of pausing and being like, okay, wait, there is no way.
There's no way it's AD.
There's no way it's AD. Not with these finish times, there's no way. Where could it be? And I do think that at this point, River is really the best bet.
Mm-hmm.
River into Domain. Or Deep Fire. Guess it could also be Deep Fire. No. No, Exodus, no!
IRC river meta.
Oh, all right, everyone. Guess what? We're gonna see deep fire.
Oh boy. Instead of river? Oh. Hey, welcome GG's to Ryukane.
Yo, thanks. GG's, everyone.
GG's, that was incredible. Let me just say.
Yeah, that seed was clearly a rush things until you find the bottom of the well hint. I was like, oh shit. And yeah, I got burned out by the gold scale.
Yeah, what led you to River? Like, what were you thinking heading that way?
Okay, so I just found the bottom of the well hint, and I was like, okay, there's a big chance it's for iron boots. So I kind of want to try to find either the gold scale, or I want to rush hints so I can get some other way of the heroes or something to guide me. Because at this point I was only missing iron boots or everything for AD. So yeah, I went to River to try to get the hints, and yeah, when I found the Harukaso hint, I was like, shit, I decided to skip that one. But then I got the gold scale, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, we were a little worried about that for a bit, because you're the only one on Restream that did not grab that mirror shield early on, and we're like, oh no.
Yeah, I even went to Spirit already. That would have been kind of bad for me if it was hard 80. But it turned out okay. Yeah, I went to River because there were 3 hints, and in my mind, if I didn't get a good hint there, I was gonna case it skip. I know that I would have found only one thing, one item there if I get one, but there was a song and there were like 3 hints that I could check. So I kind of just stopped thinking at the point when I got the 80 the bottom of the well hint. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go for stuff, and I just hope I'm gonna get gold scale.
There's like pretty much no other location other than Bottom of the Well that it could be, so I think it's like a pretty reasonable bet to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have had to do Jabu and Shadow and go back to Spirit. Like, there's no way I'm doing 80 if I can get the gold scale.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I really kind of got routed the early game. I was like, oh, what the hell is going on? 1 hour, I have 5 medallions. And then that shit show, and then I got a gold scale, and I was like, oh, hey, I actually got routed. And then Drew finishes, and I'm like, okay, whatever, dude.
It's always how Jets are, though, right?
Yeah.
Big races like this, so 1v1s is one thing. You can leverage a lot more there, but I mean, second's still pretty cool too. This is not first.
And I see everyone on the Restream having the Mirror Shield and Din's Fire. I'm so glad I got the gold scale.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Din's Fire was at Bomb Tube Bowling.
Okay. I would have gotten that if I went to check Harukaso.
Yeah, what were you thinking was Castle Way of the hero the whole time?
I was hoping for Din's Fire, but anything would have been fine because it unlocks me a dungeon. So I knew it was progression. Except if it was something like Zora Tunic, then I would just have said that Star is a mad person, but that was like a small chance of that happening, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I hadn't gotten the gold scale, and if the Harukaso where the hero was not Din's Fire, I would have been really mad.
Yeah, there were a lot of ways that this seed could have turned out way worse than it actually did. Although, well, we say that for you, as you can see from the restream. Still a little bit rough for the other people on restream, but
It was
that's
kind of amazing.
understandable.
It's amazing to see the route for you, just because you're playing pretty conservatively for the most part. So you missed Hammer early on, just because you're going to be there later as adult anyway. So you had Mini One already.
Yep.
So a lot of it was just like movement reduction, and which is great to see. It's really hard to route that sometimes.
Yeah, I really don't hesitate to just not do checks because I try to avoid wasting ammo and shoes. And the thing is, with that kind of mindset, I also don't hesitate to skip some checks that I can easily do. Like I have not touched lawsuits as a child at all.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I have no idea what the scrub hint is. I have
Well,
never checked that.
And that was what we were talking about, was that the scrub hint was actually the other Hyrule Castle
Oh, that
way
is
of the hero.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I could
And
have been
that's-
so punished in this
Yeah.
series.
Like you could have, you would have been on the opposite end on where you ended up with this one for sure. Like it would have been really bad for sure. But just because like I don't know, you didn't like take any unnecessary risks. You weren't like completely super thorough, but you took enough that it led you to the gold scale.
I still went for go mode DC even though I was not in go mode.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. we did mention that. It is very risky, very exceptionally risky. Like
I was like, okay.
All right.
I was like, okay, I have 3 medallions I can get.
Yeah.
There's a way I can skip DC, and then I get the bone of the way hint. I'm like, fuck.
Well, because the whole
I
time
go
you're
back.
thinking it could be a jet, it could be AD, right? So you can be like, well, how fast is this C? Like, what pace should I be playing at?
Yeah, it actually
Yeah.
just occurred to me that 2 of the way of the hero hints were not actually necessary. Both the Hyrule Castle, because we don't actually have to go into Spirit, and the bottom of the well, we don't actually have to go into bottom of the well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, but the other 3 way of the hero were kind of wacky. There were so many things. Goron City had the bow and hover boots. I haven't even touched Goron City Child. Meadow had Zier, Song of Time, and Hammer, and Kak had 4 items, well, including Requiem. Like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, yeah, very wacky seed, I would say. If you,
I mean,
forgetting that he can't warp it.
yeah, but the early game was crazy because I went for the rush Deku meta because I have no idea why. Every time I do Deku early, it has nothing, but every time I decide to delay it, it has 3 items. But yeah, in this it was Baron, and then I go back to Kak, I find the hookshot, I find all sorts of things, and I go adult, I find the strength, and I find hammer and all that shit. I'm like, okay, 30 minutes in, I cannot get 5 medallions. What is going on?
Druid is calling Zephyr a crackhead in chat.
It has been really nutty to see all the different ways that everyone's gone. So, Zeph finally has gold scale, so Zeph is going to be wrapping up pretty quick. Meanwhile, Necro and Exodus really committing to the all dungeons. Still have not gone river.
It's just for us. I'll make it.
Wait, Necro hasn't gone the river?
Necro has not gone
isn't that
river.
crazy?
Oh,
Isn't that
he's gonna be
crazy?
so mad.
That's his thing. That's his
Because
thing.
the first thing I thought when I got the scale was, oh my god, thank you, Necro.
And he's not done yet, too.
I
so
mean,
yeah, like,
he's had this sort of look on his face since I think about since you finished, and it looks like he's about to go river. It looks like he's going river now.
Oh, he's gonna be so mad.
Oh, he's gonna be
he
so
looks
mad.
mad already. He's looked mad since since you guys have finished.
Yeah, I mean, you commit for AD and
How could he
then
not
someone
be
finishes
mad?
and you realize it's not AD at all.
This is why Jet Seeds
I
suck.
can understand, yeah.
Like, yeah, just from a competitive standpoint, just like I don't enjoy it just for these reasons. Like, definitely prefer AD, but
Yeah, that was kind of the only time I didn't want this to be AD. Because I was so close to finishing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right? You just have to make the call. I mean, it's hard to make sometimes, but we found it.
Especially in
Alright.
this scene with the dungeon layout we got, it is pretty bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. The stone dungeons suck.
Yeah, all the stone items are not in good placements either, so it's like super, super unlikely. But like, it's also you're trying to find the second scale or irons, and it's just kind of a bad item to find. So it'd be in a lot of different places versus something like a long shot or hammer or magic even. That wouldn't be the worst like last item to find in the world, but
Alright, everyone. Necro is getting really close to where that gold scale is. Yes, if you have headphones, might want to turn them down just a little bit.
Alright, here you go. Here he goes. Oh, let's read the head first. Oh yes, another castle. Oh, there's letter. Child spirit. Sunblock room.
Oh, putain. Oh, évidemment.
The eye roll.
Yep, he knows.
Oh.
Rudolph's letter was on Child Spirit? You're telling me Drew did Child Spirit?
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je fasse, c'est arrivé?
The heck?
Wait.
Also laughing at Necro and reading to
Non,
check
je me redis.
Sunroom.
Oh, it's the torches, okay.
Mhm.
Wait, so did he have... Did Drew have fire source or anything? Or did he go for the bow strat? So I kind of want to understand how Drew finished so fast.
Right. I mean, this has a weird item placement, so it's got to be like a really specific route. It basically doesn't skip anything. And probably
In
one
chat,
child, one adult segment, I'm guessing too. It almost has to be.
That makes sense.
in
I mean, yeah,
chat,
bow
Drew
crab is
said-
not...
Yeah.
Bow crab is not hard to do, but I just don't want to do bow crab. Like, at all.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, but you still have to go over there, do the silver rupee thing, then
Statue kind of
backflip and do... I mean,
Statue.
dude, I have a GTG open. Why would I do bow crab?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, I think everyone did GTG. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew also did GTG. I mean, he had to, right? For the lights.
Did after GTG, okay.
Yeah.
Although Exodus did GTG before he had the strength 2, so Exodus I don't think has his lights yet.
Nope.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah, you might even
That
have to get,
sucks.
you might even have to get the hint from Ganondorf, which would be interesting.
Okay, I'm not trying to understand Drew's routing anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say, how the heck do you finish first and have to go back to whatever, Drew.
Must have had 4s then. Maybe not. I guess. I mean, there's really not that much you have to do this seed. So like, you can just be fairly aggressive and it just works out. Like, it's not, because it's just low requirements in general, and then you can choose the irons. So I don't know. You can probably get away with a lot more in the scene like this layout. No, that's randomizer. I mean, that's why you play. You have the highs and the lows, so it's never quite know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, and it feels like we've gotten the whole gamut over the course of this race.
Yeah, and if I was one of the players looking at the race room, I mean, like, there really hasn't been that many finishers. And Drew finished quite a while ago, 23 minutes ago. now,
Something
so,
like that, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely not be in one of the stone dungeons. because it almost can't be that. We know it's
Oh,
not AD, so I definitely don't do anything for that. So I think that would just lead him to the scales, but
so
just based
because
on the side
Exo
effects.
still needs those light arrows, Exo is checking River.
Oh my god. Well, he's gonna run into gold scale and be pretty happy, all things considered.
Wait, where was Faros? I see Necro and Zephyr have power.
Yeah, where was that at? We saw it just recently.
What was it?
Target in the woods.
Oh, for War's Wind, yeah.
Oh, okay. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they just got it while trying to clean up some checks before going to River.
How we found the third slingshot? Because I was not doing that unless I went back child. Because yeah, I just realized my routing was child 1, adult 1, finish.
Yep. Not hard to see. I think Exodus is forfeiting.
Deku was hinted Baron. My fucking god.
Yeah. And I think Deku was hit. Where was that Baron Deku hit? Does it? Hold on.
It's
I
at the
have
top
note.
there of River. It's on the plateau, like the ledge. that
Right,
goes across. It's
yeah.
Right fucking there.
Mais en fait, je vois
Like
pas
the war-
quand il
like,
va.
you're
à
not
l'arrière.
getting
Pourquoi
it
tu vas en
before
fait dans
you-
cette seed?
Okay, that's fine
J'ai
then.
tout fait dans l'ordre quoi.
Damn, Deku and DC Baron
voir.
in this seed? That's crazy.
There's nothing in there. Well, Spirits was like
C'est ça
completely
qui
barren
m'énerve
too,
quoi.
right?
C'est que
So-
j'ai
It's
l'impression que
because
je joue bien, je
Kakariko
vois ce qu'il veut
had
faire, mais
all the
je me fais
items.
avoir. Encore une fois.
Mhm.
Ça saoule quoi. Si tu veux aller à la caverne, mais pourquoi tu veux aller à la caverne? Pour tenter de trouver une écaille hein. Mais t'as le Shadow qui est mieux, non? Ou alors ils ont pas trouvé d'Insire, ils sont pas repassés enfant. Et du coup ils ont voulu aller à la caverne. Ou alors ils ont pas voulu repasser Goss. Et du coup ils ont pas trouvé d'Ins. Je pense
Can I
que c'est ça.
translate?
Ça doit être le
I
seul bonheur à
have
l'avoir.
not his sound right now. Hold on a sec.
À tous les coups, ils ont dû faire ça. Ils sont pas passés gosses. Ils sont restés adultes. Ils se sont dit, tiens, on va tenter Ice Cavern. Hors logique. Et du coup, ils sont passés par la rivière et banco. Hein.
That is pretty accurate.
Il y a un arc là.
Necro just said that there's a big probability that people just rushed Ice Cavern and to do a whip skip, and they got to River doing
Ouais,
that
Shadow
and got the
Emir,
gold
ouais,
scale.
bah, je
That's
pensais
what I
aussi,
did.
hein, je m'étais dit, bah, il y a beaucoup plus de chances qu'il y ait une écaille ou la lettre de Ruto surtout dedans. Bah non. Bah même pas.
Ice Cavern with what bottle? I had 2 bottles. What the hell?
C'est tout le temps comme ça quoi.
Yeah, there was at least one
Vraiment,
bottle like not early, but there was
Mais bon,
one
tant pis.
not inaccessible. And
Yeah, there was
another
one in
Faded
GDG
Spirit.
as well, right? I think there was one right beside the lighter or something.
Right, there was a Poe
frustrant,
bottle.
c'est
So there
quand
was
tu
like
joues bien, quoi.
one sitting
Quand
in
je joue mal, je
GTG,
dis, bon,
one
ok.
Oh, in
sitting in
Spirit, yeah.
Spirit.
là,
The other one was in Spirit.
Yeah.
Non, elle doit pas être très loin, RL. Je sais pas.
So
où
yeah,
elle est.
accessible but not in the way.
Ça se trouve, c'est peut-être CAC. Hein. C'est peut-être les...
Also, GG's Exodus joining us in interview.
GG's Exodus.
Hey, thanks.
GG's.
So that seed.
Yeah, I just couldn't find the gold scale and didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I had a few things left, but yeah, it
Le
was
seul
it was
truc que j'ai
bad.
fait, ouais, du héros à CAC,
I
c'est-
had everything to do all dungeons, but
Yeah.
I just didn't want to play another 30 minutes of that.
C'est quand même fort. Hein.
Do you want to know where the gold scale was, or do you want to wait and not find out?
Yeah, where is it?
It is in the grotto in Zora's River. So you were actually like on your way there and would have passed by it as you were heading out of River.
Oh, nice.
Mais c'est pas sûr en fait.
Yeah. The speculation is that we think that some people were like heading over to ice and like ran across it, and that's how some of the early finishers. Ryu, you said that was sort of your thinking, right? Was getting the hint and then doing River and then maybe Muip skipping into ice.
At this point, I was just looking for the scare. I didn't want anything with 80, but I still wanted the hints just in case.
Je vais faire dans mon chat, je pense après.
Yeah, so this was a very, very baby seed.
Ah mais non, j'ai les cailles d'or. Oh, c'est chiant. Ouais, non, vas-y. Tant pis, je monte l'eau.
Yeah, I didn't really see any. I felt like I didn't have any good time to go river or domain. Cause I had like all of GTG, and then I had Shadow. Like there was so much stuff I had to do. I didn't feel like going to river.
Par contre, s'il a...
Yeah, it was definitely like one of those checks that was really, really hard to route in. Especially with so many items so early on.
Yeah, that beginning was ridiculous. Like all I needed was like irons or scale, and then light arrows at like the 35-minute mark or something like that. It was ridiculous. Oh, and strength, I think. Or no, we didn't have to do spirit actually.
Yeah, how did you kind of think about routing, especially with like all of those really early items? Because everyone kind of went off in different directions, so I think it's interesting to kind of hear what was going through your mind.
Well, I knew pretty early on that irons were probably in the well, but I still felt like you should go for all dungeons there because the scale could also be in the well, or the scale could be in one of the dungeons you have to do for all dungeons. So I still think it was good to go for spirit and shadow. But yeah, I just went GTG because it felt like the best location I had available at that time. Like I had some random overworld checks and then GTG, so I felt like going GTG, and that was completely empty. What was the hinted Baron dungeon, by the way?
Deku.
Oh, okay.
It was just
Nice.
on top of at River there. You would have seen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was going to be GTG because there was literally nothing in GTG. I didn't do the silver block checks, but all I got was heart pieces and rupees, so I felt like that might have been the Baron plate. Oh no, there was a Zora tunic actually in the very last chest, but that was it, I think.
Wait, that's just was Zora tunic?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I skipped that one.
Oh, GGG had lights? Wow. Okay.
Did you
Man,
have
this
lights and a
dude
bottle
owned me.
behind strength too?
Yeah, okay. That's rough.
I didn't bother checking the last check because I knew he was behind 9 keys and one was in toilet.
Yeah, when I saw people finishing, I thought it was just going to be like Cuckoos or something, so I just went back and rushed that, and then it wasn't that, so it was like, dang, I guess I just have to keep doing random stuff and hope I find it. But yeah, I don't know, I kind of screwed myself because I like left Shadow because I was like, oh, there's a gold scale somewhere, but then I ended up finding Ruto's letter, so I could have done all dungeons, but I would have had to go all the way back through Shadow again to finish it, and I just didn't feel like doing that. It was just a rough seed for me. I don't know. That gold scale location, I can't see myself going for that. But
Yeah, it was definitely a really nasty spot, and this was something we were talking about earlier, where this is a really nice seed to people who route in a river like really well and really early, and it's a really mean seed to everyone else.
Et comme en saison 3, quoi. En saison 3, je me suis fait tout le temps baiser, quoi.
And we're even seeing it right now with Casey Necro, who is like just finishing up with the Water Temple, and Zephyr is just about to face Ganon.
Saison 3, c'était pareil, j'ai rien pu faire, je subissais tout le temps, quoi. Bah là, j'ai l'impression de revivre ça, quoi, de subir. Ah oui, c'est vrai, c'est quoi?
Sorry. Accidentally equipping bow there instead of using a bottle. I did that yesterday. I was facing up against Twin Rova, and I had long shot on right C and bow on left C, and I flung the long shot button so hard it recoiled and hit the bow button. So then Twin Rova zapped me as I had my bow out. It's like, okay, that's a cool way to die. And it was a co-op seed, and my team lost by 14 seconds. So
no.
It was just for fun, but I mean, still pretty funny. Oh, again for Zephyr. Wow.
Oh, Ganon's being mean today to our runners.
Non, il faut pas qu'il me pose cette question parce que je vais m'énerver. Hein. Y a pas la BK?
Oh, and not quite getting the one cycle on him.
Là, je me perds avec ces paramètres. Non, y a plus la BK disponible. Je peux aller directement voir Ganondorf. Oh putain, je m'y perds avec ces settings.
And Daredevil X finishing in 7th with a time of 2:40 or 2:24.
Un désastre la saison 5. Bah si, ça va être la foire à la saucisse de celui qui fait le bon call. Celui qui fait le bon call, il a gagné. Terminé. Pas de logique à travailler, ni rien.
Alright, before my mic starts acting up again, I'm gonna hop off now. Thank you guys for the restream. It was fun.
Thank you for the awesome match, Ryu.
That was awesome.
Yep. See you later, guys. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Je préfère quelle saison? La 2.
All right, hopefully second time's the charm for Zephyr. And Casey Necro is slowly making the ascent right behind him.
Incroyable.
So we're going to have them wrapping up pretty soon.
C'était ouf. C'est pour moi la meilleure saison. Et juste après, il y a la 4.
Zephyr did. Wayward Ganon caught him off guard.
Je vais crever. Je vais crever.
And we just had our 8th place finisher as well. GG's.
Est-ce que je compte commenter la saison 5?
While our lovely runners are wrapping up, let's just give one more shout out to our runners, our trackers, and our commentators. So big shout out to Ryukane and Exodus,
Pour même fêter
and
les
also
5
Casey
ans de
Necro
rando,
and
j'ai
Zephyr.
même
This has
prévu
been
un
a
prix spécial pour
great
le premier.
race to watch.
Je vais laisser en
Even
parler
though
en
it
tête.
has
Je peux en parler,
it
je
has
suis-
had its up and down.
je
It's
mets
been
un peu
brutal. It's been
un peu
great, but
d'argent, on va
it
dire.
was definitely fun to
Le
watch.
gagnant aura droit
Shout out to our
à
trackers, without whom we would
un
not
cover,
know
on va
what's
dire,
going
un
on.
art
So thank you
spécial
to
fait par
Baby
Corona,
Shark,
mon
Mer,
illustratrice.
Siberian, and Toma.
Le dessin
You
coûte
all
quand
have
même à peu
been
près dans les 100
wonderful
euros.
today.
C'est un investissement.
And
Mais voilà, le gagnant
shout
aura ça,
out
il aura
to
un truc.
our lovely
Félicitations,
commentators
tel ou
today,
tel,
which
gagnant
is
de cette
myself
saison
and
5,
Emo Soda.
pour fêter les 5 ans du rando.
This has been wonderful commentating with you, Emo Soda.
Et du
Oh,
coup, le
thanks.
gagnant aura droit à ça.
This.
There are a few things I would rather be doing on a Sunday morning.
Magnifique
Mostly it's
illustration que j'ai
this
déjà
or
montré à-
sleeping.
Au modo, les
Yeah, I
modos,
just
ils
ate a
savent de
slice
quoi
of
je
pizza.
parle.
It was great.
Et les
No
autres,
Oh my
regrets.
ils ne savent pas.
8:30 pizza in the morning.
I think
Est-ce que c'est
pizza
un
is
contrat
a
rémunéré?
breakfast
Non.
food, and everyone
Non.
can fight me on it.
Pretty nice. I mean, it's just hearty, you know.
Oh, merde.
Yeah, it's like you can
Oh, faut
put
que
some
j'arrête
meats
d'aller
on it, you can put some vegetables on it.
Let's get like an
Yeah,
open face
t'attends.
sandwich for breakfast, or just, I mean, that's basically what eggs Benedict is, or any like eggs dish at a breakfast place.
Wow, Ganon
Yes,
is
j'en ai plein le cul.
that's 3 for 3. That Ganon
Comment
has
ça se
knocked
termine?
people off of the pedestal today.
Wow. Really pitching at a phenomenal rate here, Ganondorf.
Wow, Ganon is just like, okay, so you didn't do all dungeons, and now I'm going to make this part difficult for you.
Oh, I heated the pizza up though. Hot pizza.
Yeah, I was about to say, why are you
Salut,
all
Machine,
eating
merci.
cold pizza?
Cool, si
What's
c'est un peu
wrong with
officiel,
all of
j'espère que ça
you?
rendra la
Well,
visibilité.
when you have
Bah,
depends on how
généralement,
cheap
chaque année, je
pizza
suis
is,
toujours
right?
associé avec
I feel
ZeldaSpeedRuns
like
au
the
Noblo.
better quality it is, you want to.
Et
You
on
probably
verra,
wanna
hein, je
eat it
ferai
up,
tout mon
but-
possible pour commenter un maximum de matchs.
I'm sorry, you cannot
Mais,
pay me to eat
malheureusement,
cold pizza. Like, it
de ce que
feels,
j'ai
it feels
compris,
weird.
ça
The
ne sera pas avec
texture
Marco.
gets
Je pensais
weird.
qu'il serait quand même là pour les 5 ans du rando.
Also, shout outs to the nut
Papy, laisse
Ganon
tomber,
that
c'est comme ça.
Zephyr just did. I think he's a little mad.
Mais,
Big
c'est mon
for sure.
maximum.
Just a little mad.
Sans lui, du coup.
Yeah, season 5 is coming up, folks. I would say you're probably going to see something within the next month if I had to take a guess.
Oh, that's
Some announcement
super
about it.
exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. It'd be cool to cover the season 5 tournament on the podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Les 5 ans du rando, ça va être cette
A
année.
lot of work,
Cette
but
année, on fête
still
les
a lot of
5 ans.
fun. So.
So it looks
fait,
like
la
Zephyr
cinquième
is
saison,
about
si
to
tu
get
veux.
that final hit
C'est pour ça que
off.
je parle de 5 ans du rando.
Necro is literally seconds
On va
behind.
dire fin d'année.
This
quoi.
snipe is gonna hurt.
C'est pour ça que pour marquer le coup, bah, j'ai un peu investi, on va dire.
And there we
Bon,
go.
C'est un petit investissement.
Immediate
Zephyr.
cut stream.
Immediately, just like, I'm
Mais je voulais faire
done.
plaisir pour le
I'm
gagner.
done.
Yeah, and I do not blame him. GG's, Zephyr.
Yes.
With the time of 2 hours, 29 minutes.
And we'll see if they want to join for an interview. Wouldn't blame them either way, really.
Oh no, at this point, it's like...
Ah si, c'est possible. Ouais, avec Monou, c'était cool. Hein.
Go, like take a bubble bath, drink some water, do some self-care.
Je commentais avec les
Because
deux.
this seed sucked. And there's that last slash from Casey Necro. GG's. For the time of 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 30 seconds.
Yeah, what a scene. What a restream. Okay, this has been great. Cool. Cool seed. to
I
look
feel
at.
like I went through all of the stages of grief throughout that seed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, that was stressful. Both as like a player, I know it was stressful, and even as a viewer, it was like super stressful.
Yeah, it's just how it is sometimes. I mean, it's better to just accept it rather than get mad, in my opinion. But easier to say than do, of course. But it's just one seed. It's not going to define anything.
Yeah, and that's the fun part of these weeklies is that they are sort of a little bit more relaxed.
Oh yeah. Of course, if you get first, I mean, it's just bragging rights, but you know.
Oh yeah.
It's fine stuff.
And like we like bragging rights, but also I always think that finishing at all is an accomplishment as someone who has like 3 half-started seeds that I keep telling myself I'll finish that I haven't.
Uh-huh.
So if you have ever finished a Zooter seed, I am proud of you.
Alright, so I think I can. Okay, there we go. Hey, GG Necro.
GG's.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the seed?
I don't know, it's like a fucking Jet Seal like season 3, so I fucking hate that, so it was not very good to play and very enjoyable to play, so yeah, I'm very mad because you do the right event and that's all. You get golden scale, of course.
Yeah, they're both Spirit Zero too. It's just even worse. So I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah,
Everything's telling you that it's AD.
Yeah, and I'm so lucky when I found this Din's Fire on Bombshoe Bowling. Of course, yeah, I'm very lucky again.
Yeah, I mean, just one of those seeds. You know, kind of just. I think it's just a bad seed in general for me.
Yeah. That was something we were sort of talking about, was the fact that 2 of our Way of the Hero hints, both for that Mirror Shield over at Hyrule Castle and also for the Bottom of the Well, were essentially pointless if you found that gold scale.
Yeah, it was very useless because you know that Bottom of the Way is the Way of the Hero, of course, for just Iron Boots, but you know it's useless if you found this golden scale. So yeah, that's why so many people finish quickly. And yeah, that's not my case because I'm not lucky, but I don't know because it's maybe me the problem because I don't know if I played well or not. I really don't know if I could play better than that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something to consider for sure, but the biggest thing for here in the commentary booth, Ryu definitely was a lot more careful in his plays. He actually missed the early hammer for like a good while, so it led him to like a lot of checks like that. I mean, he still got river scale at the end. He was about to go to other places, but he didn't get the dens at Bomb Tree Bowling. And he was only child, 1 adult, finished the seed. So
wow, really? I'm just the only guy who had Din's Fire?
No, I think Exodus found it, and I believe Zephyr also found it, right?
Yeah, both of them also found it.
Exodus went Shadow, found nothing. Zephyr didn't go Shadow, still cleared Overworld.
I don't know, I'm so bad at this game.
Yeah, it's also just a jet seed, like
This was
high
just
variability.
a huge roulette. It essentially came down to, do you route in river, which for most people, it's not a logical bet. It doesn't make sense to go there with the items that you get like super early on, especially with that bomb bag not being accessible till you're adult.
Yeah, I mean, this it. I don't know when you can go to Zora's River, maybe to go in Ice Cavern to find this golden scale, but I don't know when you can go to River.
No, Zephyr's second scale was actually the one on Damping, and you got it like a 150. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that was amazing, but I don't know. I wanted to try to gamble Graveyard because I knew it was a fucking jet seed, so maybe I could gamble something, but no, of course not, because there was a scale in Graveyard.
Mhm.
So yeah, I can't skip anything. Yeah, I'm very mad of this game because I don't know. I don't know if I can play like that. If I can skip something, if I can do all of this seed. I don't know. I don't know how I can be better in this seed and in OTR.
Mhm. Well, I think I'm out of questions. I don't know what about you, Sadie?
I think I'm good as well.
Looks like chat's done as well. GG, Necro.
Merci. Merci, Star. Sorry if I'm a little bit disappointed.
No, you are
it's
allowed
fine.
to be disappointed after that seed. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I think should be about it for us. GG's to all of our runners. Let's give them all a follow. Ryu, Neko, and Exodus and Zephyr, our two commentators, Sadie Sweet and Emo Soda. And to our 4 trackers, Mur, Siberian Tomaltak, and Baby Shark for keeping it behind the scenes. That will be it for us today. Coming up here with this restream coming up ahead on the schedule, right? Starting up in about 20 minutes over on ZSR. What should be main, I think. Yeah, I suspect that's going to go on main. We've got ourselves an Ocarina of Time randomizer dungeon door requirement tournament. Losers bracket round 3 between Fanta Tank and Aster. We've also got at the same time at noon Eastern, probably on ZSR2. Those two might get switched. They're on ZSR2 and ZSR main in some order. We've got ourselves linked the Fast Randomizer Cross Keys tournament match between Artie Walsh and Kid Out of Flat Game 3. And then later today we have the Minotaurus Mask Randomizer and the Minish Cap Randomizer weekly races if people want to catch those. That will be it for us. We're going to go over and say hi to Pen27 Penguin. They are also playing in this weekly. They are, it appears as though they are still looking for that gold scale. So, well, let's wish them luck with the steed and call it a night. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye, chat. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Yeah,
chat.
guys.